Hello, welcome to the Women Who STEM the Gap podcast, an IIT Delhi and Co-Impact initiative. I am Ridhima Sharma and I'm excited to bring you the insights and experiences of some incredible women in STEM. In this episode, I will be speaking with Nabila Mariyam, the Senior Deputy General Manager at Delhi Metro Rail Corporation. You can learn more about her work in the description below. Today I have with me Nabila Mariyam, an electrical engineer who studied at Aligarh Muslim University and is presently the Senior Deputy General Manager at Delhi Metro Rail Corporation. Thank you so much for joining me, Nabila ji. It is really, really wonderful to have you here and to listen to your experiences.
I'm glad to share my experiences too.
So just let's jump right into it. Could you just tell me a little bit about your background, your education, and the work that you do with DMRC?
All right. So I am basically from Varanasi and I have studied in co-ed school. It was ICSE board school, St. John's English medium. And I did well there. And then I got selected in Aligarh Muslim University. I was selected for civil engineering. My branch was civil engineering, but then everybody came up and told me that it is not suitable for women. So I said there's nothing like suitable or not suitable, but it's fine. Still, it was seen as a branch at a lower level of the various engineering fields. So I got good marks and I got upgraded to electrical engineer. So that's how I took up the electrical engineering. And in the final year, like everyone was preparing for government services, so do I. I was also selected for TCS on my on-campus selection process. But I took a chance. On the day of my TCS joining, I was like having the interview of Delhi Metro. So I have to be selecting any one of them. So that dilemma and that confusion. But then I was like, government job is quite good and I should be contributing to my nation building. So I took that risk and appeared in interview and I got selected also. So in 2011, I started my work in Delhi Metro. And while in the first year, Delhi Metro has this tie-up with IIT Delhi. And they take up this course of postgraduate diploma in metro rail technology and management. So I studied there for 1 year. And there were different branches which covered, it was a holistic kind of course where different branches of engineering took up different courses, like from civil also there were courses from human resource management, from transport modeling, then safety, quality, contract management. And one of them was HVAC, which Dr. Sanjeev Jain used to take our.
What was that course?
HVAC, ventilation, air conditioning, conditioning and ventilation. So Dr. Sanjeev Jain used to take our classes and it clicked with me. So I was quite motivated and he told us that, Delhi Metro, since metro is a specialized kind of infrastructure and we are constructing underground. So there is this tunnel ventilation system you have to provide as a safety system. And for that, the simulations are being done outside India. Only expatriates are doing it and we have to hire those people. But what I feel, what Dr. Sanjeev felt was we can do it in India also if people aspire to do it. So that thing was quite created interest in me. And actually, I was very good in computers also in my school days. So I was like, I want to be into the simulation thing. Once we completed our this postgraduate course in IITD, then our director took a meeting and he was asking for experiences and what you want, what you like to be in, which department. There are various departments in Delhi Metro. So being an electrical person, HVAC is totally mechanical thing. But that simulation thing was there in my mind. So I said, sir, I want to do air conditioning only. So put me there. So he said, okay, why this, that? So I told him the story and everything. So that was the time when I entered into this department. It is called ECS, Environment Control System and Tunnel Ventilation System. And since it was new, no, because I am from electrical background, and HVAC is totally a big field. It requires lot of expertise and understanding. So I started from the scratch. I read all the reports and findings of phase one. Phase one of Delhi Metro started in 1995. So from that onwards, I read all the papers related to the subject, how the system evolved, what all requirements were there, how they moved backward and then forward, and what all things were done. And then finally, there was one phase three was starting, and we got our simulations done by ISR Spain. And I gone through the report, and then they were like, I presented to the management that these are the problems in the report and this is all required. So they said, okay, now it's good time. They sent me for a training, and I did my training in Spain. And after the training, we actually could visualize what all things could be optimized and could be reduced and could be omitted also. So what we did, on our return, we did a lot of studies regarding this subject, and we actually saved in crores. So then there was this another topic of providing full height platform screen doors. Okay, so that is something, when you go in a metro station, you see at the platform, you see the doors opening with the train opening. Once the train opens, the doors open. So they are half height. So once we go for a full height, then all the system performance varies. So my director asked, we should go for it. What is hampering us for going for the full height system? We can save a lot on energy side. So I volunteered for the simulation. I did the simulation in-house. So that was the first time the simulations were done in-house, in our own country. And that paved the way. And a lot of people have come up now. There are a lot of agencies, Indian agencies, who are doing the simulations in India. That was one thing. And after that, I grew up in my career and I took up contract management. I was involved in construction of Line 8 also, the IGD Janakpuri section. So I was like, site execution work was there. So all the works related to electrical, HVAC, tunnel ventilation system, all the site work we did. And then right now, after becoming deputy general manager, I am handling the control contract.
This is really fascinating. You've had such an interesting career growth graph. And you mentioned at the very beginning that you were really good at studies in school. You were really good with computers. How did you decide to get into engineering? Was there any person or any experience that influenced you?
Yeah, it was, I would say, just luck. I actually, from the beginning of my school days, when I have achieved a good concise, I wanted to become IAS officer. So I was very clear that I will do BSc Maths or BSc Physics, and then I will be doing my IAS preparation and will give my IAS paper. When I reached class 9th, kids around me used to talk about IITs and engineering and AIEEE papers. And I was like, what is this? Till class 9th, I was unaware of engineering basically. So you can see how ignorant I was in my initial days. And I said, Acha, what is this? So they said, it is good. Engineers, they are engineers, and you crack IIT or AIEEE and you go through good engineering college and you get a lot of good jobs. You become a professional. So I was like, good. So I should have then I thought I should have a professional degree so that I can pursue a career also. And then I can prepare for IAS. It was like, one should be professional as well as an IAS. So that's how I thought of engineering, and I took my physics, chemistry, maths in class 11th, and I prepared for it. So it was like after class 9th only, I would say that I
And
realized that.
did you have any engineers in your family? You know, how was
None, none, none. I am the first engineer in my family. That is why, no, that is the thing. I'm the first engineer. I am adored a lot, and I'm looked up by all my family kids right now who are pursuing their studies. So they look up to me. That's something I really like. I feel grateful that I'm able to be something that they look up to.
what was your family's reaction when you told them that, I want to do engineering and then go for IAS?
They were quite protective, but they were supportive. They were supportive. So I had a lot of means in AIEEE you get to go to number of colleges for counseling. So and AMU used to do their own exams. So through AIEEE I went to two places for counseling, and I looked around and saw the kids, what kind of kids are there. Then I was quite taken aback. Means I felt like maybe I will be taken on the wrong path. I am not able to relate with those kids. Okay, so I was like, is it really a thing which I should pursue? I was scared. Then we went for AMU counseling, and their people were quite, in AMU you have subsidized education, so they are kids who are quite from the lower middle class. But then that was also a problem. I was like कि ये तो एकदम ही देहाती है. I shouldn't say like this, but as a kid you feel low. You have different feelings for different kind of kids, and I was like, I have studied in co-ed, and they are talking like this and that. At that, in the first year I had no friends because I was not able to relate with them, what they talk and do. So but it went well, so I selected for AMU. I took AMU, and I now I am very glad that I studied in AMU because the teachers are very good. The teachings are very good. I cracked my DMRC paper without any coaching. So it's something like all my colleagues who were there with me in interviews and during exams, they have some sort of coaching done. So though there is lacking, AMU lacks in exposure, maybe. Few people think so. But I would say they are very good in core field. So that is something good. And they do not, there is no bias as a university, as a department. There was no bias that, oh, this is a girl and these girls are pursuing engineering, or we were never looked down upon. We were equally motivated as were the boys, and we were like appreciated also once we do good work. No, see, it means they are doing so well. So that is a thing. I would say the atmosphere at school and in college, it was good.
That's wonderful. So you learned about engineering as a professional career in school, and you're like, I want to do this and I will do my IAS alongside or after engineering, but it's good to have some sort of a professional career as well. What
I
was,
was.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, please come.
No, you were what?
Yeah. I wasn't aware of any, since engineering is absolutely new for me. There were nobody in my family, and there was no social media at that time where you could read or go through, internet was also scarcely available. So there was no baggage related to it. That's why it was just like physics, maths, or engineering. It was on the same platform. But once you get into the engineering, then you realize different things also, no? Different aspects. Yes.
Yes, so that's what I was coming to, that, you came in with no real preconceived notions of, whether this is something that is good for me or not for me. And something you mentioned while answering my first question, that whether it's suitable or not for you, those things did not really come into your mind when you were applying, which is really, really great. But tell me something, what was your experience of what has been your experience of working in a core engineering field, which you mentioned that you may not have heard, but other people may have heard, that is not suitable for women. How did you did you face any challenges?
Yeah,
And
yeah. Once I was in college, then there was lot of things to be done. Like there were this labs and workshops. Then once you are okay, you get along with those studies. Then there's this career haunting. Continuous haunting is there. That where will I end up? So at that time, it is very important to have a good guidance, first of all. Secondly, how to means what is suitable for you, how you will decide, because there are number of options once you have to decide at the end of the college that where do you want to land up. So that was a great dilemma at that time. It sometimes drive people to depression also. Means I used to feel low at points. I'm not able to do it. Like people were preparing for GMAT and all those stuff. So I was not clear initially what should I do. But there were seniors who guided me to take up this. But again, they were like my seniors who were working actually in the companies. They were like कि ये बहुत hectic है and this that. So I was like, hectic तो हो गई, मतलब you are working, so you have to work. But then came traveling, other things I associated. Then once I got selected in TCS, then I had to fill the city in which I want to work. My father was big no for Delhi. Delhi, Bombay, he said strict no. Bole, you have to travel by bus there. You cannot travel. There is lot of issues. It is not safe. So I said, okay. So I ticked on Lucknow only. It was nearest to my place and the city is well known. So the sense of insecurity which my father showed at that time, I was like, in small cities, you have small projects. That is a fact. If you want to do something big, then you have to be in a big city. But I said, okay. So I have compromised a lot for, in the colleges also. I said, okay, I will be in a college which is at par with my personality and with my culture. I don't want to be in a very hip hop college where, I will be working on myself to look just like them or something like that. So similarly, once we were going for the jobs, so okay, Lucknow is suitable, will be okay, and I will also be okay. I know the city, I know how to travel and where to stay and all those stuff. So at that time, the risk taking was limited. Okay, you cannot take much risk because you are still dependent on your parents, and you don't want them to worry about you. They are giving you this opportunity to work. Now that is, and yes, I would say my parents gave me a lot of support because other of my friends who were quite good and who have engineers in their family and professional people in their family, still they were not allowed to pursue engineering because it's costly and other reasons like you have to get married off. So what's the need to be a professional? So that kind of things I used to see in others' family. By God grace, my parents, my mother especially, was very supportive in that. So those apprehensions, they keep on coming up and from your subconscious mind. So I banked upon Lucknow only, and then once I joined, I was selected for DMRC. Then I was like, Papa, there is only metros. I will be traveling only through metros, so don't worry. Now that Delhi of your time has changed. There are now metros. So my mother accompanied me for interviews and GDs and everything for medical. So she was also quite satisfied that, okay, they are providing hostel and they are providing conveyance and everything. So it's quite safe. So they were satisfied. They were content with the things, and I took up the job. Once I got into the job, then they were like flying high. But you see, when you are flying high, there is always something you to get you back. I was to be married now. There is the thing that now you are settled, so you should get married. And I am like, my husband, I don't know who's the guy going to be, because you continuously hear, stories ki she got married and now his husband is not allowing her to work. And sometimes the kids happen. So when you have a kid, so it is very tough. How will you manage? So it is always like question how I will manage, how the female will manage. It should not be that question. It should be the question how both of you will manage. So it is always like everything women has to do. All the work, all the ghar ka rakh rakhav, all the kid raising. So those things were there. But by that time.
So, what I'm getting a sense of from you is that with your work and everything, your studies, you managed to kind of sail through it with support. You had supportive teachers in the classroom and you had a good learning experience. But some of the challenges or the negotiations that you had to do were more on the personal front, that, okay, I need to find a job maybe that is closer to home, not in a big city, or finding a university closer, and, reassuring your family that you're going to be in a safe space when you did get the DMRC job. So, am I correct in thinking that most of the things that you had to kind of navigate were more on the personal front? And then, of course, the whole marriage and, taking care of the home thing, which like you rightly said, comes on the woman. Like, you have to take care of everything and it's on your husband whether they allow you to work or not.
Yes. If you will say in the college and school, there is no as such bias based on me being a female or anything. It is only how much you are involved. How much you are involved is the only question.
How much you're involved in the studies or...
Yes. Yeah, everything. In the activities, wherever, see, it's just like, it's a simple thing. Wherever you will put your time, you will grow in that direction only. So if you will, there are different situations. But if we will not take up the distractions, like there are biases among the girls itself. Teachers have preferences for among the kids, but you have to rise above that. If you have to rise above that, if you want to do something, you have to rise above looking at those things. You should always look above those things ki they are being favored or they are being given additional opportunity. Because nothing is, equality, we say equality, but in actual black and white terms, it is not equality always. There will be, because everybody is human being, no? So that is there, but you have to rise above it. Like in machines, I would say one of our subject, our teacher has a favorite. So whatever we do, we will get less marks. And it's like, hey, why is he getting more marks? No, what additionally has he done? But still, you have to not think in that direction. I used to think, but once we talk among our friends, our seniors, our parents, and they channelize your thought. We have to channelize our thought ki you should think about studies. If you will do good with time, you will be getting marks. It is not like he will always get the mark. It is a thing which is I have experienced throughout my life. Throughout when I was a student, there were favorite students of teachers, but I used to feel, why is she or he is favorite? Why am I not favorite? Why ma'am doesn't like me more or give me those work? Small petty works we used to do, like taking copies to the staff room and all those stuff. So, but then you have to work hard all the time. You have to channelize, keep on channelizing. Biases are always there, always there. At our home itself, we are 4 kids, so there will be bias. And we ourselves are also biased. But we have to keep on raising ourselves above the bias. And we should focus on ourselves rather than on others.
So that has been one of your main approaches to doing everything that you've done so far in life.
I would say that.
Yes?
Yes, yes.
Excellent. No, but this is a very good strategy, very practical thing to kind of keep focusing on your work and focus on sort of upskilling yourself and making yourself the best version that you can be. Another question. So, related to this, so when you got into DMRC, and because it's more of a field-based job, again, something, civil engineering, mechanical, these things not seen as suitable
Yes.
careers for women. Did you have a lot of other women on your team, or what was that experience like? What was the workplace culture like?
In our project, it was 200 crore of project. Our contract, when I was manager, I'm telling you of that time, it was 200 crore of project, and I was the only female in that project from DMRC side.
And how many employees, how many people were?
Like contractor side, there was no female employee. From DMRC side, yeah, and one more colleague, 2 were there. My junior, she was non-executive. She was there. So we were like a team of 7-8 peoples, and contractors are of like a strength of 50, 60. So when you go on site, and my colleague used to stay in office only. She was given office correspondence work, and I was like site execution person. So I was alone all the time on the site. So it's like that. And the problems I faced a lot, you see, the laborer talk in their own language, and they talk hurl abusive language all the time. That is their natural language. You see, the street language. Then there are sitting issues, like you are on a site, where will you sit? So you have to sit along. There are like containers. We have containers as office, small office, site office. In that container, you get some place. You don't get some place, you have to ask for the place. The biggest challenge is the toilet. Toilet is such a problem. Every problem you can overcome, but toilet is a natural thing. No, you need to go to somewhere. And at station, we don't have, we have toilets, but they were labor toilet, and there was one toilet for office staff. And I was always like, this has to be cleaned twice a day. This has to be cleaned twice a day. And that I felt very bad. I have to share the same toilet with the male officers and office staff. I raised this issue with my management. I said, but my management has been very supportive. I will tell you a few places where they have gone out of way to help me. So I told them, sir, this is not going along. How you expect? I am an officer. I can I can ask people to, okay, I need to use the toilet, clean it. But the junior staff cannot ask, no, go and clean the toilet. They cannot ask. So we should at least provide an environment where it is good and safe, at least livable for women employee also. So in phase 4, what we have this SHE document, Safety, Health and Environment Policy, and we have a big document. And in that, separate toilet for male and female office staff is there. So in our contract conditions only, they have included it. And so in phase 4, we are having toilets everywhere. That is a very important thing. And second thing is how you deal with the people. So you have to be ignorant of the noises around you. You should not get scared. and you should be more of authoritarian. So I feel actually see the thing is how much you want to do, how much extrovert you are, and how much you can ask. There are problems everywhere, there are problems, but you have to keep on asking for improvement. And everywhere the management is like they want to do things. Only thing they don't know what to do. So they are unaware. So how will they do it? So at sites from the contractor side, I would say they don't deploy women on site because of the hours of work, because of the negotiations they have to do at site with the different kind of people, whether the other people will be taking them seriously or not. So they don't generally deploy. But I have seen in phase 4 that has been improved, and there are women in our project right now. So 2 women, but I would say it's a good improvement. That's the thing.
That is a good improvement. Another thing you mentioned is that, okay, one has been a strategy of sort of blocking out the noise and focusing on yourself. The other at your workplace has been one of advocating for your own needs, what you need at various points. That, okay, the management may not know what to do to solve certain issues because they have probably not had been working on site before, and this is where you're able to kind of raise those issues and have those policies implemented or infrastructures changed. So over the years, because you've been working with DMRC for so many years now, over a decade, I think, could you tell me what have been, I mean, not just in context of DMRC, but in general for any sort of field-based jobs or any other corporations that hire women engineers, like what do you think may be some of the productive ways to retain more women in STEM careers?
All right. So there are employer side of things, and there are society improvement also, which I have observed, which I'm seeing in my kids' classes. They are going to school and they are learning. So first, I will talk about the employer side. They are now very conscious about POSH, prevention of occupational safety, prevention of office-related sexual harassment Act. So they are conducting lot of workshop. I will first start with my own company. They have started lot of workshops on this. There are regular seminars on the same thing. There are activities, there are quizzes and all those stuff. And they are made aware what all things are big no. So we have workshops also, like DMRC is maintaining the trains, no? We have project side where we are constructing new metros, and we have operation and maintenance side where the workshops, big depots are there. So there also we have lot of maintainers who are female maintainers and junior engineers. So they are making very good effort in this direction, and now lewd jokes and maintaining a distance and what you should speak in front of a female employee or not, and equality is very important. Then empathy is also very important. Compassion is also very important. They have built working women hostel. So they are asking female employees to work at night duties. They are not forcing, but those who are willing, and they're providing the transport. So this is something good. See, you are giving them equal opportunities, and you are giving platform to deliver in those opportunities. If we will not give the platform, then nobody is going to be there. No, at night time, I want to work at night, but I am not having safe transport to reach to my workplace. Then it is a big issue. So things are like that. Then there is daycare facilities, which they have come up recently. So 4 or 5 years back, it was not when I joined. So they have creche at different locations. That is very helpful. I would suggest that you, as an academician, you should propose that daycare should be taught in schools. Just like we teach about hospitals, other infrastructures, daycare should also be taught. Why? Because it is an integral part of today's women's life. And there should not be any stigma attached to daycares. Like all the dadis and nanis are telling कि हाय मेरे बच्चे को टाइम ही नहीं दे रही है, मेरे बच्चे को टाइम ही नहीं दे रही है. So this should go away. Actually, the time is not important. It is a quality of time which we give to our kids. So, coming back to the employer side, they are providing creche, they have provided hostels, they are providing transport, posh training, discussions on problems. That is very important. And, making the male employees, they always say, keep you are paying them equal. Why are they not coming for those jobs like night duties? So we have to be compassionate that still our society has not evolved to this level where the male parent is taking care of the kids. So that is a major issue that the society have to address it. We now at school ends, they are teaching gender equality quite thoroughly. My son is very verbal about now. He's very vocal about it. He tells my husband, नहीं मम्मा का नहीं आपको भी करना है. So the teaching part, I keep on saying I am only teaching, है ना? So my husband is very supportive, but he's just scared of taking more responsibilities. So we have now divided the subjects, and my son himself speaking about it, so it gives a real, encouragement. Yes, that my son is actually appreciating. So the similar way, we have taught our girls good. Everybody is saying कि भाई मैं अपनी लड़की को बहुत पढ़ा रहा हूँ, मेरी बेटी तो ये बनेगी वो बनेगी और वो करेगी, और बेटी कर भी रही है. But बेटे को भी आपको you have to mold him accordingly. When you are teaching your daughter to be an engineer or a professional, any professional, then you have to teach your son that you have to wash the dishes, you have to do the washings, cloth washing, everything. You have to take care of your kids. It's not duty of your wife. So this thing should come from parent, and that should be somewhere in our education, which they are doing, but still more of it can be done. It can be done. It is a thing.
These are really important points that you raise, and infrastructural support as well as bringing, more interpersonal and family level social change in how we think, how we raise our children, not just raising girls to be independent and ambitious, but teaching boys also to take responsibility for cooking, cleaning, everything, doing housework. And they go parallelly, right? They go hand in hand together to bring any kind of holistic change. With all of these infrastructural changes that DMRC has introduced, have you seen any difference, any remarkable increase or improvement in having more women join DMRC as engineers, as at various levels?
So in this regard, I would say that it is an open market recruitment. Okay, so boys and girls are equally allowed to appear for it. What I would say, what the change I have seen the change that more of the women employee are taking up field jobs. We have office jobs as well as field jobs. So that is the change. You see, to get the employment is up to in the part of schools and colleges. If they are teaching well, then they will appear. And the family part also, whether they want to let their child to pursue that field or not. But once you are here, then whether in all the fields are the girls working or not, all the female employees are working or not, be it civil engineering, be it electrical, it is also quite hectic. Electrical works are like we go hand in hand with civil only. S&T, yes, it was already used to have good number of female employees, and they are still quite good. Then depot working, the night shifts, that have improved quite a lot. that this support actually motivates you. Ki I am safe, I can do work. My kid is a good place, then okay, crash is there, so I have not to worry about my kid. I have not to worry about planning my family. All those that societal pressure is quite heavy on female. You know, matlab, female employee don't take up work just because they have to raise a family. Then once they take up, they get married, then there is pressure of having kids. Once you have a single kid, then they will ask for second kid. So society is quite high on expectations, very wanting, and they don't give anything to a woman. No, they don't want to. They want women to be a robot or a superwoman, something like that. But that is not the case. So, but this realization has come now in our management. What I have seen, our contractor is an MNC, and they are very doing good in the direction of women employment, women ratio equalization, to encourage women to be in their organization, to see more of women in their organization, and they are putting them on the projects. Generally, they are on engineering side, doing the desk job. But on projects, if you place them, then it is quite challenging because you have to deliver, and there are targets that they're doing and they're supporting. So that is a good thing.
So improvement in having more women take up field jobs, take up more night duties and things like that because of the availability of infrastructural support and transport and everything has been very, very excellent. So we've talked about infrastructural support. We've talked about social change and societal change, mindset change that we need, changes in education. As somebody who's had such an exciting, illustrious career in a space like DMRC, I mean, as a woman in STEM, have you gotten any questions, any requests for advice from students, young people who look up to you, who want to aspire to a career graph like yours, or just simply want to study? And what might be some of the advice that you'd like to share, with young people who would like to pursue STEM as a career, and B, for young girls who might want to take up field-based core engineering jobs?
Yeah, so a few of the questions I have received are, how did you do it? And then the different section of means different age group have different kind of question. Then there is people, girls and other colleagues. How do you cope it? How do you manage the things? And then there are like, how do you handle those kind of people? There are a lot of senior people. They are like vendors, field engineers, management people, and you are alone. And you have to be very authoritarian at that time. You be on the either side of the table. You have to have this composure in you. You have to have this attitude that I am well aware of my position and I will speak up if I want to speak up. You should never think I cannot speak or I should not speak. You should always speak. If you have problem, you should speak. If you have idea, you should speak. So that is very important. So the school kids who are around me in, my other colleagues' kids, so they say ki, dekho Nabila madam ko, so you have to work like her. So what subjects you have taken, how did you study, and how did you do the things? Those were the questions from school kids. Once you are in college, what I should pursue, how is Delhi Metro, how is electrical engineering, should I go in R&D, should I go in engineering projects or something like that. So I tell them all the pros and cons. So these are the questions. Then there are like people who I feel very grateful, very happy that I'm able to do something. They come and show me, see, she's on the seat, So if she can do it, then you can also do it. So I always tell them, if I am able to do it, then you can also do it. There's nothing which you cannot do. So yes, I feel happy. My other school colleges friends, they say like, you did well, you pursued. Actually it is risk taking, and how much you want to give in. You have to sacrifice a lot. You have to, I would say, these days it's social media driven thing. So what I see, lot of photos and videos of vacationing and beauty and this and that. So you have to relax on all those stuff if you want to work. Your work will satisfy you. You don't need any kind of affirmation from social media. She's doing great. That is not required then, if you are good in your work.
And what is one piece of advice that you would like to share with young girls who want to pursue a field-based engineering job or career?
First of all, you have to have the passion. That is required. That is inherent thing. Like I will give you example. My brother is civil engineer, but he doesn't like field job. He is not able to do it. He get very upset. I don't know why, but he is like कि वो कैसे बात करते हैं, कुछ system नहीं है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है. So unorganized kind of working, side pay you get lot of different kind of thing. Material is getting unloaded, settling, very rustic kind of thing. So passion is required. If you have a passion, then my only advice is you can do whatever you want to do. So don't stop yourself. You can do it. You can do it. There is nothing, no force which can stop you. If you want to do it, you can do it. So you should just focus. Keep the focus intact and don't let others, what they are talking, distract you. I would say just focus and you can do it.
Being resilient is extremely important. Being passionate, being resilient.
And speak up. Speaking is very important. You see, आप क्या है कि आपको कुछ you see something which is not very bright or something you don't like the facility, the toilet facility, or the person sitting next to you, he's hurling something or just sharing a stupid joke or something, and you are listening and you are feeling sorry for yourself. Don't feel sorry for yourself. You have to speak up, because your manager doesn't know that the person sitting next to you is talking stupid things. You have to tell them. And if then they are not taking action, then you should say ki, this is not a good place. But you have to speak up. You have to speak up about your problems, about your questions in dealing with people. You have to always never subside your feeling and your voice.
Absolutely. Being assertive and vocal, like you mentioned throughout our conversation, has been very, very important. Knowing, being self-assured that, yes, I know what I'm doing. I know what the issues are. I know how I can work around it, have all been extremely important. So that is one thing. And thank you for sharing this advice. And it's so important. And one of the things you also mentioned in some of the questions that you get asked and some of the responses that you've shared have been that if I can do it, you can do it. And, seeing somebody who has done it can inspire you to do it.
Yes.
So what do you think role models play an important role in encouraging young people, especially girls, to pursue STEM, to pursue any career pretty much, especially from, say, marginalized backgrounds, from, backgrounds where they don't come from certain kinds of privilege and access. And one thing you mentioned about social media, seeing how other people are having fun and traveling and all of those things. But do you think social media can also help in accessing more role models or having kind of more inspirational stories shared across the internet?
Yes, I say role model is an important aspect of encouraging women or anyone. See, they are every girl goes through certain thought process. They have dilemmas, they have confusions. They don't, nobody knows the future. But somebody who is just on the where they want to be, and that person shares their life journey and their problems and the solutions, how they reach the solution, how they uh, got out of those challenges and those things. It's very encouraging. It's very motivating also. To have a second kid was a big thing for me, was a very big thing for me. But you see, you get inspired from other people's, no? So they were like, this is the best gift you can give to your kid. And time will pass and you will be able to manage. So I got inspired by someone and I had another kid. So I am now proud mother of two kids. So it's like, I think I have been very good observer. I look up to my seniors, how everybody is having problem, be a male or female. They have everybody has problem, and how they come out of it, how they deal with it, how they ignore it, how they act upon it. So different actions, your actions are very inspiring. Our management doesn't know I am anybody, but I am looking up to them, right? So I am getting inspired with their actions. So similarly, these talks, these discussions, when somebody comes and talk, in for a bunch of people in some discussions in classroom, it's quite inspiring. So number of things inspires, and whereas social media you are talking about, it is very good. This is more of I experienced it later in my life. TEDx and all those, So TED Talk is also good. Social media, I'm not much on social media. So I don't know how much people look out for inspiration on social media, but in general, they are once in their, mid-career, then they are looking for serious things. Otherwise, most of the youngsters, they are looking for fun on the social media, But who is reading, it is good for them. Who are searching for inspirations, but how much you are able to reach is also, how much you are connected. Those things are there. So these are petty issues of life, which, the normal girl will relate to a normal girl only, So those relationship is quite building. But yes, if the social media is able to reach that level where they are able to relate to those kind of girls who are inspired to do, who wants to do something with their life to make it more meaningful, and it's quite good. But discussions, I would say it is very helpful. We have in our, seminars, in our monthly sessions, sometimes they come up and they tell us their domestic violences, sexual harassment cases, and how they dealt with it, how we should deal with it, where to speak up, where to keep quiet, where to ignore. These things are quite good. Life skills.
Life skills, extremely important. So you mentioned that, okay, people have to be intentional, young people have to be intentional in seeking out those kinds of inspirational stories. But if it is possible, like you said, a normal girl will relate to a normal girl. So if digital media can provide a space to connect these normal girls with each other who have perhaps, one is aspiring to something and one has achieved that something, it might be a good space to kind of find role models like you or learn from them. Am I correct in summarizing what you just said?
Yes, most of it, yes. And also you see, they need help also. In terms of money, in terms of guidance, in terms of books, there are a lot of things which is required while you are in your initial career building phase. So that is also a good thing on digital media. It circulates, percolates to a lot of people in one go. So that is something which digital platforms are good in, and that is something I would
Right. So access
appreciate.
to helpful
Yeah.
information and being able to reach more
Yeah.
people and being able to search for a lot of information, which of
Yes.
course wasn't available to several
Yes.
of us like years ago when the internet was
Yes.
not
Yes.
that popular.
Yes.
Excellent. My final question to you, and this has been such an interesting, such an illuminating chat that I've had with you. I just want to know from you at this stage of your life and your career, what are some of the things that you're looking forward to? What are your goals and aspirations for the next decade or 2 decades or 3 decades of your life?
So, see, work-life balance is very important for me. I love my work, but I love my kids also. So I love my family, and I don't want my family to suffer because of my work. So that work-life balance is very important. So I want to dedicate a good amount of time to my kids, and at least I should not regret later on I didn't give good time to them. That I always keep in mind ki as much as I am giving time to my work, I should give my time to my kids also. The second thing is I am right now handling a very good project. It's contract execution of line 10, which you will see coming up from Tughlakabad to Aerocity. Uh, so it's like I'm the only female who's handling such a big project. So I'm like, I have to deliver it very nicely within time, within money, within cost and everything, and surpass the expectation of my management. And I aspire to become one day managing director. Yes, I always aspire to be that. And I always tell all my seniors that I am looking at that point. I don't know about you people, but I am looking at that point and I'm working for that, working hard for that. But work-life balance is also very important in that you cannot give all of your time to the work.
Very, very exciting. Very excited to see all the things that you do and very excited for when the line 10 launches. When does it start?
It is under construction already. All civil construction is undergoing, and electrical works will start from April 2024. It will be open for commuters by 2026, mid of 2026. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for speaking with me. Do you have any final thoughts that you'd like to share? Anything that we may have missed that you really wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I would just say that work is a part of a life. It is not the life. So you maintain a work-life balance, but you have a brain. All the girls are having brain. Use it to contribute in some way to the society, to contribute to your society. It is very, very satisfying. It is very satisfying. So I encourage all the girls to take up whatever they like, be it any field, and excel in it. Never hamper your feelings or your passion for that. So keep doing whatever you like.
Thank you so much for sharing these words and words of encouragement and inspiration, I would say. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. At STEM the Gap, our goal is to bridge the gender imbalances in STEM through multidisciplinary research, policy, and practice. If you enjoyed listening to this conversation, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel and stay connected with us through our website and social media pages. Links in description.